For the term project, I worked on a semantic segmentation problem where the task is to identify a nerve group called brachial plexus from the ultrasound images. The motivation here is to explore alternative ways of pain management where we introduce pain catheters directly at the origin of pain, which requires much accurate localization of the nerve groups. The provided dataset has 5,635 image mask pairs, of which 3,312 are negative images, meaning they don't have the region of interest. All the images are of size 580 by 420. Among the images that have a positive mask, only 2.3% of the pixels on an average correspond to the region of interest. Some of the issues that we need to keep in mind are the class imbalance between positive and negative regions in the mask. The grayscale ultrasound images have minimum variability to work with, and the masks are human annotated, which could possibly introduce noise. A typical segmentation task could be addressed using the common network architectures like a fully connected convolutional networks to the encoder decoder models and the more advanced units. Units have gained more prominence in this problem space recently. For the modeling task, training dataset of sizes 500, 750, 1000, and 1500 are used. Weighted binary cross entropy loss function is the primary loss function used. Variants based on units were explored a lot primarily. Here are the various encoder blocks tried. I started with a basic block that has two convolution layers followed by max pooling. Then blocks that have skip connections in them were tried. A block variant inspired by InceptionNet with the 3x3 and 5x5 kernels was also tried. ReLU and ELU activation functions were used. Experimentations included incorporating batch normalization, dilated convolutions, and spatial dropouts for regularization. For the decoder portions, variations involving 2D transpose convolution and bilinear upsampling were used. Upsampling blocks from the pix-to-pix model was also tried out. Models were evaluated in two ways, one at the pixel level and other at the image level detection power. Performing evaluation at the image level adds another dimension where we can make better sense of the practicality of the model output. Here we have the key observations from the work. One of the primary observations was the variance issue associated with the training set size of 500. With the larger data set though, this was addressed but the model bias creeped up. The evaluation of the variance showed the performance was close to each other based on pixel level metrics, though skip connections held a bit in addressing the model variance. Dilated convolutions and spatial dropouts didn't have a positive effect with the current network design and experiment space. When evaluated at the image level metrics, skip connections and batch normalization showed positive results. One big positive is the fact that the predicted blob is more or less localized to the same region as the positive pixels in the true mask, which talks to the fact that the model output makes physical sense. This is important as we don't want multiple smaller blobs, even though they don't affect the pixel level evaluation by a large amount. Table here shows the effect of training set size on model performance, and we can observe how the model variance decreases, but bias increases with larger training set. The gap in evaluation metrics between trained and validation datasets decrease, but the metric values for the train set also decreases. This plot over here shows the model precision by training epochs. Majority of the learning is achieved around the 50 epochs mark. Some of the next steps for this work are listed here. We can try other loss functions such as dice loss and Tversky loss. Even though these were attempted, we weren't fully successful in getting them to work. More effort could be devoted towards this area. We can explore the effect of data augmentation and how they help us coming up with better models. We can try dense blocks in a unit design and go much more deeper in our model architecture and try to build deeper models than the ones that are built so far. Thank you.